Hello and welcome to the daily loop. Right, let's look at our transfer bids. What's this guy? It just prompts me, it reminds me that I don't even know at this point if we want to. In 2 days, he's just, I don't know. He's getting to the point where he's borderline not usable. Well, I don't know if that's the word, but he's just. In the end, we just got to compare him to basically players like this. And are we better off just using our youth players, getting them some extra matches and stuff? Something could be argued about this guy. But we'll worry about that guy later, because I don't know. We'll look through the scout. We'll look through the rest first, and then we'll decide. It's only a 10k bid or whatever, so it kind of doesn't make any difference really if we accept it today or later. We're missing out on a couple thousand. So, right. Composure 16, aerial ability just 1. I'm not sure where that leaves this guy. Passing is up next, and then long shots vision. We do care about them, so we might get. It's not good, obviously. Strength 59. So we'll definitely be holding on to this guy to find out the aerial ability and the speed. And the tackling is 40. We're waiting on the passing for that guy from memory, and I think this guy, we're just waiting on stuff, and that guy we found the speed out. So I think because the tackling's miles away, we'll just pass. The tackling is miles away, we'll pass. I think the 2 determination is quite off-putting. Some low stuff. I think for complete line playmaker in particular, the control matters, and just miles off on the passing again. Just 6 marking. Some low stuff there compared to we don't really need a keeper as well. This guy's got 39 ARA, so it's pretty decent. But I guess the finishing is quite a ways off, as is the composure. Speed's not even on the radar, so we'd have to be holding on to this guy for a very long time to find out if we want to keep him. And then if you look at the other stuff, it's like the strength isn't particularly high, the aerial ability isn't particular. It's fine if other stuff was good, but I guess what I'm saying is the other stuff needs to be good. Whereas if the strength and aerial ability and maybe the passing, if they were all really high, then he could potentially do stuff even if he wasn't that quick, even if he didn't have that greater finishing sort of thing. He could potentially be some kind of rolling striker. And because they're not high, basically he must have high attributes in a lot of this stuff. That's miles off finding out. So we'd have to hold a long time with him. We don't need a keeper yet again, so we'll only be paying attention to ones that are outstanding, and he's just not outstanding. Tackling miles off. Just 24 speed. I think he's slow, low endurance and natural fitness, and we already picked up the DMC, by the way. The 16-year-old one that had low natural fitness and endurance, really low, and the passing isn't particularly high. The tackling a ways off. So I think we'll pass on him. 16 speed and just generally low stuff. 15 speed and generally low stuff. Don't use DMR. Alright, this guy's got 56 speed. This guy's got really good speed, passing and vision, good tackling, good aerial ability. I feel like this guy could be pretty useful under various circumstances at this point. So we will be bringing him in, and this guy, some low stuff, but it's tackling, vision, passing, marking, flair. It's got a lot of lower stuff, but yeah, I think this guy we definitely want to bring in, and then we'll just see if there's even more. Like, we would rather keep this striker probably than the other one. Yeah, so I think from these we'd want to move out either this guy, just give up on him, or we'll wait for that. Or I suppose one of the other MCs, because we already got 3. So I feel like it's probably this one if you're going to give one up, because you don't know the finishing, the long shots, the passing, the tackling, the vision, and other stuff. Yeah, there's a lot you don't know. It's very unlikely this guy will pan out. So I think we'll just swap him for him. And other than that, I think we're alright with it. So the next thing we'll do is check the scouter players. I was going to say he's pretty interesting. We could potentially get him, but he's 8 million. So but anyway, we'll pass on this guy. It's too expensive for us. Don't use left backs. Too old. If we needed one for the youth team, then maybe, but we don't. Again, if we needed one for the youth team, then maybe, but we don't. Again, if we needed one for the youth team, then maybe, but we don't. Don't use right backs. Don't use left wing back, right. We don't really need an MC for our youth team, but if we did, we might get this guy. I think he's pretty interesting, to be honest, but I think with that passing and vision, it's just not quite enough for what we need for our more sort of possession oriented play. Don't use AML. Don't use AMR, but I'm looking at these players through the lens of if we were to add AMC. So this guy is not far off. I think control okay, dribbling, finishing, long shots, that stuff's all good enough. The flair's good enough. Vision low. The strength is the one that is. The strength is the one that is troubling me. Plus we have to add the position. Plus he's 27. And I think the speed is a bit low. And then the other problem is that the endurance and natural fitness is too low. He would have to be subbed off every match as well, which isn't ideal. We needed a striker for our... Oh no, he doesn't play youth anyway. He's not quite there. And then this guy... just looking at to add AMC to him. I think the issue with that is just the finishing composure long shots isn't clinical enough. Let's go to the auctions. This is more likely where we're going to find the player, if we can afford them. I think with this one we will just sort by age. So we'll go back to the original thing we're doing. We're just looking at the passing and vision, and then if that's high, we'll then check the goal scoring stuff and the tackling. I feel like we were looking at this guy the other day. I think just a bit expensive for, like, we maybe could get him, but he's too expensive for us. I think we looked at this guy the other day, so the composure long shot's just a bit low. I mean, maybe this guy. I think the issue with this guy, I mean, to add the AMC, I think the issue with him is that his dribbling is low, and the strength, I keep saying the strength I think is important. And then you have this guy, which I think, unfortunately, the passing is lower, and the goal scoring stuff not as high. So yeah, that just makes him basically worse. Worse creator, worse goal scorer. But he's faster. I'm not sure that matters for us. Yeah, now we're... I don't know, they're close. They're so close. I feel like... We'll get there, though. That's the key thing. We will get there. We're just being super picky. I think if we... I think if we can pick up a player from the scouting pool, for a reasonable price at some minor upgrade, it might be worth doing at some point. We're not, maybe lower the bar a bit. But anyway, so for now, let's just look at our training options. I think this is the right one. It's basically like 2 extra strength versus 3 extra work rate. I think the 2 strength would be more valuable for the winger than the 3 work rates. At least if the attacking role, which you would typically be. Well, 3 aerial ability, 3 strength, 2 positioning, 3 crossing, 4 dribbling. I think it's this one. We don't really care about the crossing, but I think the extra dribbling, the extra strength, or extra aerial ability, extra positioning, I think it's this one. This is the guy though that we want to develop up longer term. So let's think about this a bit more. There's the deep line playmaker. So I think that extra strength and dribbling really enhances his on the ball play a lot. The long shots just doesn't matter, and the crossing doesn't really matter. The positioning matters, and the 2 aerial ability matters. But I think on the whole, it's better to take this stuff to retain the possession than the aerial ability to win it, because of the deep line playmaker role that we want him to be in the future. We definitely don't want to. What is it? 2, 2, 2. I think it's just this one because we don't really want to lose the 2 speed. Lorena. It's just this one. Marcellus. 2 finishing, 2 marking, 2 natural fitness, 5 endurance. I think the question is, are his attributes better suited to DMC? I don't know, not really. It gives some tactical flexibility, but his tackling isn't that great. It's probably better just to take the attributes, I guess. Okay, we're done. Thanks for watching. We will decide after. It's not a big decision whether we sell this player or not, to be honest, so we'll just decide it after, and maybe a different day or whatever. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one.